Hi everybody, Chris here from Truly Holistic. Now, I've come on to do this video. You might perceive it as a rant about the general consensus of what's happening by so-called spiritual figures, right? And that is regarding speculation, really jumping on speculation at the moment. The message I'm getting through a lot, from my soul consciousness is this aspect of remaining connected to what is, right? And aligning what we perceive as what is with the expression to keep it real. Because that's all there is the now, okay? If I say to you, I did this amazing thing 10 years ago, I never did it 10 years ago, I did it in the now. Right? And the only choice the only choice we ever have to make is the choice we would make now. So everything centers on the now, right? So, nobody's ever experienced what is so-called the future. Okay? And our natural state, right? What is real, right? What simply is a state of being. And a state of being is what roots you into all there is, and all there is the now. There's nothing else. Okay. All right. So anything other than that is a projection and a mind thought mentality, because mind, what we are conditioned and programmed to use as the human as a primary form of discernment, doesn't even present a natural state. It's not bound or connected to what is, and it's not connected to keeping it real. Okay? So I see all these spiritual figures and gurus that so many people are following, that are speculating what is to come, what the themes that will become apparent in your future. How do they know that? That's just mental projection. Okay? And there's a purpose and reason why humanity is being forged by the mind, why we are conditioned as the human, right, which takes us further and further away from what we authentically are as a soul consciousness. There's a purpose behind why we are told to adopt a mind thought mentality as our primary center discernment, and that is to keep us confined, locked into the game of duality, what you could perceive as the matrix, the prison world. Okay? And what did I say? These projections are the future. The future's not real, it's an illusion. It's a projection of mentality, the very thing that's locking and confining us into limitation of what we call the game of duality, what we call the matrix. And these are perceived spiritual figures. You got to understand, right? The measure of time in a linear fashion, right? Past, present, future. Okay, these spiritual figures don't know how reality's forged. Of course. Okay. Right? Is a measure of time in a linear fashion, past, present, future. Humanity created that. It's a construct that the human formed with the mind thought mentality, providing the idea, the concept, the seed to the human to perceive reality in that fashion. Again, to confine and limit our experience. And out of that confinement, that limitation, yes, we've got a lack of knowing of what we're experiencing every day, but it's also creating illness. Every aspect of suffering humanity is going through is because of that. Okay? And mentality is a remanifestating loop. As I say, what's a loop? It keeps you confined. It makes you think, and we emphasize think, because that's that, right? It's not a natural state. It makes you think you're moving somewhere, but you're not. You're moving around in a 360 circle, coming back to where you originally were, like you were going for a run on a conveyor belt, on a treadmill. You feel like you're going somewhere, but you're not. You're in the same spot. Okay? That's the definition of being stuck. Okay? Right? So first of all, the choices you make now become your so-called future, right? And this is how mentality works, right? And you got to realize that everything we label and slap on the word mental to is only in play if that individual uses mentality to perceive and process their reality. Okay, mental health, mental illness. It's only there because we've adopted something that makes us not what we authentically are. That's what a mental illness is. Okay? Right. Now, as I said, the choices you make now become your so-called future. Okay? Right? Because mentality is this. Mentality allows your past experience to influence how you see what you're seeing in the now, how you're going to react and respond to what is in now. What I say is simply what is. But when we allow our past to negatively impact and influence how we see it, it's no longer what is anymore. It's no longer real. We're not keeping it real anymore when we use mentality. And what happens is it influences our choice of the now to create a so-called future that reflects the past. A loop. Okay? Right? You don't have to wait for anything because all there is the now. There are infinite possibility in the now. Even when we experience it like having a moment now, a moment now, and a moment now, a moment now, all we're doing is experiencing the infinite potential and capacity of all there is, and that is the now. When we use mentality, we greatly limit that. And all of a sudden, it's more about probability based on our past experience instead of possibility. And what does that mean? We can't forge new ground. We can't evolve. Right? What does that mean to health problems? Health problems that we're trying to shrug off, that we've had for day after day, week after week, month after year, year after year, that's part of our past. What are we doing? We're carrying it with us. How are you going to get rid of something if you're choosing to carry it? To feed it your own energy for it to be relevant. You're not. Okay? I told you it was going to be a bit of a rant. I gave you a warning. Okay. Now, there are infinite possibilities of the choice you're going to make, right, of the now. Okay, so where's all this projection of these spiritual figures coming from when they are telling you what's going to come, right? You got to wait. No, you don't wait for anything. Okay. So those infinite possibilities of choice, which is bound to the only choice you ever have, and that is the one you're making right now. Right now. Okay. Which emphasizes and self-empowers you that your choice matters. And I love that because when you make a choice, you're making an investment of your own energy with formless frequencies to convert into what you perceive as physical reality, matter. Physical reality, that's what it means. Right? So summary, right? The mic drop moment of the video. If it's not bound to simply what is, right? Your present moment, because that's all there is. Choose to let it go. If it's not bound to that, because it's not real, it's not important. What is important is what presents to you in the now. Because it's there for a reason. Do you know why it's there? To forge you forward as long as you remain with what is. And you don't allow this to warp something that what is now into something that isn't, right? And this is the final bit. Because if it's not bound to what is, it's what isn't. Drop the mic. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel. But please, really reevaluate the people that you're following. The people you're investing your hard-earned money, time, effort in. Right? right? As I say, if you invest in me, I'll always invest in you. Catch you later.